Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the AVS show. Welcome back. Thanks, you guys, for watching us every day, every week. We thank you. And also, shout out to Oscar and shout out to Ashanti. We actually made a comment on our previous episode about Ebola being in Ghana. And our passionate viewers was like, no, it never happened. So
but I told you guys that Ebola never happened in Ghana.
But I said it did.
Said it did.
All right,
okay.
You don't have to go back. But thank you guys for correcting us. That's why you guys are here. You guys are our co-hosts as well. So thank you for that. And guess what?
What?
The guest is back.
Oh, yes, Nneka.
Yes, you guys might remember her from one of our episodes. So welcome back, Nneka.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Are you ready for today's topic, though?
Yes, very good.
Timani.
Yes.
How is everything?
I'm fine.
All right. So
You're fine. You're looking fine today, too. You look really nice today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to give you guys one topic today because a lot of people have been talking about this. It's a serious topic. It's a topic that needs to be discussed, and it's a conversation that needs to be had. So, get ready, get your wine, get your cup of tea, get your snack, and let's dig into this topic today. So, Yazzie, break it down for us. What is going on in Hollywood?
So today's topic is Kevin Spacey being accused of sexual assault. Not just sexual assault, but sexual assault on a minor, which would then make him a pedophile. And then he comes out to apologize and claim that he's gay.
Okay.
So we're dealing with a couple of things here. Number one, him being assaulting someone else. And number two, assaulting a child. And then number three, saying that he's gay. As you guys,
how old was the kid?
I think the guy was
14 at the time.
14 at the time.
And he was 26, 27 at the time. So still, according to Variety.com, 4 more guys have they've been out saying
I think
that.
it's 8 now.
Yeah. So the numbers keep growing and growing, and we hope that there's no other people going involved in this. But let's talk about this because this is a really big issue, and we're gonna put the comment out to the side and let's discuss him going after this young man. In the apology, he did say that he was drunk. If it happened, it was probably a mistake when he was drunk. No excuse. I don't want to hear any excuse. This is a 14-year-old baby on set. Unwanted sexual harassment. No. It's a no. He should be ashamed of himself. He's an Academy Award winner. They need to strip him of all the awards. It's crazy.
About being stripped of the awards and your past glories because of what just came out, do you guys really think that is a fair judgment?
Listen, if they can do it to Bill Cosby, why not?
Okay.
If they're doing it to the other ones, why not? He's not above the law. My
main concern here is this issue of epiphany, that people just get to that state where they suddenly realize something and they don't say anything about it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden something happens because there was a time you were on a point that don't always ask why do you reveal it now?
Yeah.
Why do you reveal it now? But there are some cases you have to question.
Yeah.
Why are you telling us now? If this boy never came out with this story, or this man who was a boy then never came out with this story, Kevin was never going to tell us.
Yes.
So are we supposed to believe Kevin now or just think that he's using it as a defense mechanism? It sounds like a defense mechanism to me.
No, it's true. No.
What do you think, Nneka?
I don't even know
who he is.
Who he is like that. Like
you watch TV?
Yeah, I don't watch TV now, but it's like I just see him, okay, cool, boom, but it's like the story, like I didn't really pay attention to it, but the fact that he was like touching like a little 14-year-old is the part that actually bothers me. It's not even him coming out at all. It's like it's just about.
So can I hold that thought 1 second? I just want to educate our audience a little bit on who Kevin Spacey is. Kevin Spacey has been acting ever since probably my whole life. Yeah. He's won Tony for being like on a Broadway show. Yeah. He's won Academy Awards, Oscars. Any award that you can think of that an actor can get, he has received. He's part of the SAG. He is a big deal. It's not like you're dealing with a D-list actor or anything. We're talking about an A-list Hollywood legend.
And he has a contract with Netflix. I think they've just pulled it down.
Yes, Netflix just canceled his. Yep, definitely.
Okay, are all these accusations, like, is it like actually real?
Yeah.
Or just
Because he has made a statement on Twitter. If it wasn't real, he wouldn't come out to apologize openly like you read.
I mean, it was kind of like a halfway apology, because he did say that if I did it, I was probably drunk. And I don't remember doing it. I don't remember doing it. So he didn't really fess up to it. He was basically saying, okay, I'm sorry if I did it. I don't remember it, but I'm sorry if I did it. But then more people are now coming out. So I want to go back to what you said. What you said about why I always say that we shouldn't question the victims. Like, why are you coming up with the story now? Like, we shouldn't question them. There's a reason why. Because this is a powerful man in Hollywood. The reason why you're not going to come up with your story is because, one, you do want to book your next job, right? And you don't want to be blackballed in Hollywood and known as a snitch, or nobody else will work with you. So in that way, I do understand that. I do understand why people don't come out to say it, unless they are going through. This is what I'm going through, because they are scared of what society might think. And in another way, they should come out. Because in a way, you are being selfish. You are being selfish because you're not helping the next person. Because apart from you, other people went through the same thing as well. But if you would have came out the first time to say something, maybe it wouldn't have been an ongoing thing. Yeah. So on both sides, I get it. I get it. But now that we know what we know, there are more people in Hollywood that are doing these things to young girls and young men. And they need to be stopped. It just needs to be stopped.
So I just want to give a little background about Kevin again, is that apparently his brother, who's only a limo driver, and apparently when Kevin became a multimillionaire, he kind of distanced himself from the family. But the brother has came out and made a statement that they were abused by their dad, who was a Nazi. Their dad, who was like a strong Nazi believer, who was like, he worshipped Adolf Hitler and even would cut his mustache to look like Adolf. The same style. Apparently their sister run away from home when she was like 18 and never looked back because of the type of abuse. So this just goes to show that, and I'm not saying that like Kevin is not at fault, but this is the main reason why I think that this case should not be taken lightly. He should be arrested and trialed for it, because you were abused by a parent. And like most victims, instead of being cured or like not doing it, they repeat themselves. So this means that this is a man that is not gonna stop. He's gonna keep doing it. As I say, and I always say with people that sexually molest children, I always say I believe that they should be sterile. Like they should sterilize them or just kill them, because you can never stop. The brother even goes as far as to say that he chose not to have kids because he was worried that his kids would take that gene, because he believes that it's a gene that is in their family. And for me, it's not acceptable. It's not, whether it's in your family or it's not acceptable at all. And from the guy, Rap, that's the name of the victim that came out. His name is Rap. And since he came out, as T-Money said, 8 other people have come out to say that this guy has molested them. Other people have come out to say that they've seen things on set and like didn't say anything. And we all know what happened with Weinster recently. We have actors, a lot of different actors that have come out to say that they were molested as children, including Corey, both Corys. From when they were a child, they were molested. So for me, this just goes to show that this is something that happens in Hollywood. And and it's not being dealt with. It's almost like it's that big elephant in the room in Hollywood where people just sweep it under the rug, like, oh, it's okay, as Charlie said, because you want to book the next gig, or
you have to stay quiet or lose your job. But I feel this thing is not even just Hollywood. It's like in the whole entertainment industry, even in music and record labels and stuff. Because we hear a lot of rumor, we just keep quiet, making them like saying
Nneka, you do model, and you are in the entertainment industry. Perhaps have you seen anything like that, or have you gone through anything like that?
I've not actually. I have not like on like touching me. Is like on set sometimes. Like the older men, they try to touch you, like if they're saying hi, it's like they'll think that you're just like a girl that wants to be touched, because they are like groupies on set that always wants to they have to because I'm not trying to curse, they're trying to have sex to get what they want. But the first time I experienced that, it was actually on set for a movie that we did that is actually coming out. The older dude from Nigeria, because they brought them here, trying to say hi to me, and then we were on the other side of the room. So he came up to me personally and was just like, "Hi, baby girl." I'm like, "What are you touching me for?" And I'm very rude and stuff like that. If I don't know, first of all, I don't like being touched like that. Chill out. So I'm just like, well, and then I told the guy that brought me on set, I'm just like, I'm not really comfortable here.
Okay.
Like, if he's gonna keep doing this, I'm not gonna be on set today.
Yeah.
He talked to the guy himself, and he came and apologized to me because you're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
I feel like people need to speak up. That's what they need to do.
Sometimes your response to those will help.
Yeah.
Because if you put a little bit of fear in that person, the person will never try it again.
Yeah.
But if you are too soft,
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
don't
might
touch
just-
me. No,
I think
don't put your hands
I
on
think
me.
Bao, when Bao came to say,
the show.
he said something like that, because if you don't speak up, if you don't report it, if you make it, it becomes a norm.
Yeah.
Because now he's not, he's like, oh, you didn't say anything? Okay, I guess I
try it
could,
again.
I guess I
Do
could
it
do it to the
again.
next person. So we, as a society, need to like stick up with each other and speak up when things like this happen.
Because he,
Like New York always say, if you see something, you say something.
Right.
Because he tried it twice, like, but like it's just the first time I didn't know what was really going on. I was like, huh? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to like tell me something in my ear, or you're coming close to me? And then he tried it. I was like, all right, you gotta chill.
Okay.
Like,
So
don't.
I wanted to go back to what Yazzie was saying about his backstory and his history and what their parents went through. I don't want to hear all of that because honestly, we've all been through certain things.
Yeah.
We've all been through certain things in our childhood and stuff like that. But what I'm not gonna do is inflict that pain on another person.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. And some people need to find ways and means to, deal with their pain. You know what I mean? And not inflict it on other people. And that's just wrong.
I only brought that up to show that why he actually really needs to be trialed for it, because as you're saying, you've been through it, so you know what it's like to be abused.
Yeah.
So why do it to someone else? But research really does show that most people that are victims end up doing it to someone else.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it okay. I wasn't saying it to make it seem like it was okay or anything. I'm just saying it like he definitely knew what he was doing in that case, and he definitely knew that it was wrong. And that apology is like the worst apology ever and down in the history books. You have never said you were gay. You've never discussed anything about gay, and then all of a sudden this happens. And in your apology, you're claiming that you're gay. How disrespectful to rap for him to do such a thing.
Exactly.
Like, just apologize or don't say anything at all. You know?
And now you blame it on alcohol as well. You're trying to say that I was drunk and I can't really remember. Really?
To me, it was a distraction. It was like, guys, I'm apologizing, but look at this shiny stuff right here.
That's what
in
caused
a
it.
way, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about what we here to talk about. Did you touch that little boy or you didn't?
not.
Not about you.
You know what I
being
mean?
gay
Not
right
about
now.
you, who you sleeping with. We don't care about all of that. And there's been a lot of talks about how people wrongfully compare gay and pedophilia. So for him to, the nerve of him, bless you, the nerve of him to actually come out and say stuff like that is like this
He's disrespectful because he's trying to make the gay things look like a pedophilia.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
understand? And that's not what it is.
Yes.
Gay
not about
people,
being petty.
they know how to approach you. They know how to do their
They
own
are
thing.
not, gay people are not
they're
pedophiles. You choose
exactly.
to be gay, or you are gay because you were born gay, or because you just want to be gay. Gay people are not pedophiles. Alcoholics are not pedophiles.
Pedophiles, exactly.
If you're a pedophile, you are a pedophile.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
simple as that. Don't blame it on anyone else. Don't anything. And how 8 other people have come up to say something. This
Yeah.
is a pattern.
8 other
This is a
people.
molester.
But like you said, like there's been a lot of talks about his sexuality. Why didn't you say something years before? Why are you choosing to say something now? Like you said, maybe the PR, maybe one week, apologize for it. Wait the next 3-4 months for you to come out. At least that could have helped a little bit, in my opinion.
And what he could have done was wait a little bit and then come out and say that I'm gay, I'm sorry, and at that time, remember, this guy's been acting since 1981.
Yeah.
So you could have said something like, in the 80s, I couldn't come out and say that I was gay and, I inflicted it, or, I acted out on
He was
my
trying to
gay
sidetrack
emotions
the whole
the
thing.
wrong way. That would have been a way better way to approach it than to add it to your apology.
Yeah.
And then now he lives in London, so the British they're also investigating the case to try to make sure that he hasn't touched anyone there or there's nothing going on there. But I really, really seriously hope that they act out on this and he gets arrested and gets trialed for this.
He should
Same
be
thing
tried.
with Weinstein
He's not
as well.
arrested yet?
Not
He
yet.
should be tried.
But I gotta ask you though, where are the parents? If this boy was 14 years old on set, Where are the parents? Where are the guardians?
No,
like, what is
maybe,
going on?
You know, since the boy just spoke out now, it's possible he has never talked about it to any of his family members. So perhaps somebody has pushed him, maybe a close friend. He must have told him what he went through, and they're like, "Are you serious? How could you be this quiet?" Because this is the time. This is the time that I don't know what's happening, but in Hollywood, everything is just unfolding, especially with that. So anybody who has a history of someone who molested you, this is the time.
Yes.
Talk about it. Speak up. Don't wait. That's how it should be, to me.
You know, most people, I have a friend that was like sexually molested by a family member, and it took her to be her adult. She was about 28 before she was ever able to say it. And this is what people don't realize about their victims, is that when you do these things, especially to children, you affect them, it scars them for life.
A long time, for
For
life.
So I gotta ask you though, because I just remembered something. So, would you classify that boy as a prostitute?
Oh, come on,
No,
Charlie,
I'll bring
this
it back.
is not the
No,
time for that.
let's talk. Let's talk about it. And I said this because in the previous episode we were talking about
Tamaya.
Yeah.
Timaya going to live with a person because
Yeah.
of food and whatever.
Shelter. And they said
the
he's a
lady and
prostitute.
the woman in the house was touching on Timaya and all of that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ivy and Yazzie was saying that
They
the
said
boy
Timaya
Timaya was a prostitute because
Yes.
What do you think?
And I still
Why
stick
was
with
he a
that.
prostitute?
And,
Yeah.
Okay. So before we even get into that, because I was going to say this in regards to what you said, it's why the boy was 14 and where was his parents.
Yeah.
And in regards to what you said about girls being on set and wanting to sleep with, you know, actors and directors. Remember, I've modeled too. I've turned down several opportunities because I didn't need the photographers, the directors. Like, there's a big American magazine that wanted me to model for them, and the photographer was just a pervert. And I walked off set because I would never deal with that.
I wanna say
However,
the story so
go
bad.
ahead.
I got booked for a show, not even a show in DC. This was 3 years ago, like the first time I started, and it's supposed to pay for my flight, you know, get me like my room. So I come in and I see that the room that the guy got me was his room. That really, yeah. That
You
really
went by
ticked me
yourself?
off. Yeah, because I like to just go and do my thing and come back.
You going to work.
Yeah, I'm going to work. So when I found out that the room that he booked me was his room, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not staying here. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
So you walked out?
I walked out, and then guess what he told me? He was like, everybody in this Nigerian industry, they sleep together. I'm like, no, they don't. Not everybody does.
Wow.
I was having
I'm
a
like, I
heart
don't
to
have to sleep
heart.
my way to get into here.
I was having a heart-to-heart with one of my very close male friends yesterday about just work frustrations and what I go through like as a woman, and like sometimes people don't take you seriously when you're a beautiful woman, and then like whenever you're with a man or like you're trying to do business with a man, they want to sleep with you. And he looked at me and he said, yeah, it's like, I know you don't sleep with them, but you have to face it. Like all these superstars that you see, that's what they did.
But it's
you know,
not.
it's normal. Like
So they made it the norm.
not that it's okay, but they've
Yeah.
made it a norm. But relating it back to what we were saying is where his parents, some parents want their kids to be superstars so bad, they don't care if their kids are getting molested. They're not on set with the kids. Are you serious? They're not there making sure. Some parents are, but not. Most of the parents are the ones even exploiting the kids for money.
Go in there.
Yeah, do
You
what you
understand?
have to.
And that's
And
why
make me
this
proud.
thing, yes. And that's why this is such a big issue, because there's so many different factors to it. And then you have people that want to be select. Back to what I was saying with her, some of the girls, when it comes to girls' aspect of it, some of the girls don't care. They're like, oh, I sleep with my boyfriend. I sleep with my boyfriend for free anyway, so I might as well sleep with this director to get into this movie or this. So then these directors and these big people, they tend to think it's okay.
You think everybody has the
Everybody's
same
okay
mindset?
with it.
Yeah,
I can do it and I can get away
So
with
then
it
when
because
you
you
don't
want the
report
next.
it, does that make you a prostitute because you are still in the industry and booking other jobs?
When it does not make you a prostitute, and it takes, you are definitely a victim, but it takes a very strong person. You really have to have the support of family and friends. It takes somebody with a lot of, like Nneka, it takes somebody that's very strong to say no, to walk out of a situation like that. Because most girls that don't come from the right background, they would have just slept in the room with the guy. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Because
but the
they
fact,
I've
apart from
experienced- yeah.
reporting, but the fact that you let it happen, maybe due to, you know, you were suppressed and all that, does it still make you a bad person?
No, because these are
it
men
makes you
with
a
power.
weak
Yeah,
person.
these are people with power, yeah.
You know, it makes you, it's all about the mental and like the emotional state. But in my opinion,
Because not everybody
'Cause
can,
you have to be careful.
can fight that
Exactly.
situation.
You
Not
know,
everybody. Some people will be scared. Some will be suppressed. Some will not even know what's going on. Then after a couple of years, they realize that was a terrible thing. Like Charlie says, don't ask me why do you come out now. So that's why he referred to Timaya.
The Timaya's situation.
Yeah. Timaya's was completely different because you can't even bring that in your note because that lady wasn't in the entertainment industry. That lady wasn't his manager. He wasn't his family. He wasn't a director.
The lady had power.
He said that the lady just gave him a place to stay.
Yeah, that is power. Somebody can give you a place to stay.
He had an option. He could have went home and lived with family.
You don't know.
In that situation, it's different. It's like what Nneka did. Nneka was 21 when that happened to her. She could have looked at it like, okay, you know what? I'm going to sleep with this director and I'm going to be the next Nollywood star. Yeah. And she could have just did it.
She was 21. And Timaya was like this rap guy. Timaya was pretty young, so it's different.
I mean, I don't know the age. Does the age say it in there?
He was definitely below
14.
Yes, then. He was around this rap's age too.
He was around 17 or 14.
No, I don't think he was up to 17, but I'll check it again.
Okay, we can check. You have to know the facts of it. But from what I know, at that age, in my opinion, Timaya should have been home with his family, not trying. And this is what I go to say about people exploiting other people. Is his parents probably like, yeah, you want to be rap star, superstar, go be a superstar. His family should have been there for him, and he should have been living at home. That's a different scenario. It's not exactly the same. We're talking about somebody who showed up to work to film. It's like me showing up to work here and me getting molested. It's totally different. It's completely different since you want to bring it up.
Listen, I always go with this philosophy. You cannot get ahead in life by giving it. So young
it's
people,
not gonna last.
It's not gonna last
ever.
So the young people out there, you don't have to do it. You really don't have to do it. There are other ways and means to make money. You don't have to deal with these creeps at work. It doesn't have to be in Hollywood, Nollywood, Gollywood. It could be at a fast food restaurant. It could be anywhere. You don't have to do it.
So, speaking of this whole situation, we know a lot of young people go through this situation, and this is the time to speak up. But let's face those who are going through it now. Do we have a solution? Like, what exactly should they do? Charlie, what can you say about it? When someone is going through molestation or this, attacks in your place of work, because it's not only Hollywood, it's not only entertainment. They do it in corporate, businesses. So what do you think someone should actually do when you're going through that?
I mean, my thing is always to speak up. Like, you have to find somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
So even if, I wouldn't go to my coworker because they always blow things out of proportion. So what I would do is you can always refer to your employee procedure. There's a procedure where you can follow. You go to HR department, and you have to speak up. Yeah. If not, tell your mother, tell your father. I don't know, somebody that you trust.
Because even that HR, sometimes they are still under the control of the CEO, and if it's the CEO that is doing this to you, the HR might not even do anything about it.
Well, I wanted to say something.
Yeah.
I just want to talk. Like, it doesn't matter who it is, how big they are. If they're paying your bills, like, speak up. Honestly, if it's your boss, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter. Just because they have a higher standard, just speak up.
Okay, but what do you think? What is the way to speak up? Should you see a therapist? Should you see a lawyer?
I think that number one, not everyone is going to have a mother and a father. Not everyone is going to have a sister. Some people don't even have friends. Some people move to a new city for work and they don't have people around them. So I think the first steps to take is to see a therapist or a psychiatrist, and they're free ones. You can look it up in your local directory. Yeah. You can call 311 in your city. They'll give you access to free ones. You want to speak to them and make sure that you're psychologically okay, you're emotionally okay, and you're stable. So once you're speaking to that person and you confide in that person and make sure you are okay, then you take the steps of reporting it next to police. Number one, so that they can investigate it. And then, of course, if it's happening in the workplace, after you speak to police, you speak to HR. Because like you said, if it's the CEO, HR might look into it a totally different way. So you report it first. You make sure you're okay by speaking to a therapist, which you can get for free. In any city that you live in America, you can get for free. I'm not sure about other countries, but you can look into it. And then police is next. And then HR before you even bring it out to family and friends. Because by this time, you'll be mentally okay and emotionally okay because you have a therapist and you know the police is backing you up. In America, don't even worry about money because you will get support systems and groups that will pay your rent, they will make sure that you're okay in every
Yes.
aspect
So you're
because
not
you
alone.
are a victim. And the last thing you want to do is let this thing consume you and affect you even more. So the earlier you speak up and the earlier you take care of yourself, the better for you.
Great answer.
Awesome. And we're going to leave a number on the screen. So if you're out there and you're going through something like that, just go ahead and call that number. All right. Nneka, thank you so much for joining
you
us
guys
and
for
having
having
this
me.
conversation with
Thanks.
us and also sharing your experience as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Add us on Instagram as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the page. This is the ABS show. You're watching MinaTV. Bye.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.